Rolling. Hi, John here. Today, Thursday, the 19th of June, 2014. Just want to run over a few points, just to update where we are with the court case on 61 Cook Street. I'll read them out, and I'll try and make this video a little shorter because some of my videos are a bit long. So, 1. We are accusing named persons. 2. Read by affidavit on the record. 3. The French Admiralty Court Law affidavits for mortgage, commercial lien, bank instruments. That's what's happening with the government here in New Zealand and federal state operating in Australia, New Zealand, Canada, America. Okay, so that's what we are dealing with here. International law, right, of Admiralty. 4. Online Admiralty Court of King William III and King William IV jurisdictions that we were going under versus the French Admiralty of affidavits, unrebutted affidavits. That's what the government in Wellington here is using, and Obama. Okay, 5. Versus, so we got King William IV jurisdiction of Admiralty, court martial, versus the US federal state French Admiralty court martial law of presumption, unrebutted affidavits of Admiralty jurisdiction. So that's what they're going under. They haven't got any ships, only instruments, signed instruments, that's all. No real admiral. We have the real admiral of kings, okay, and the seal, and the horse, and the ships, right? We've got real stuff versus these. This is what we're going on about. 6. Moai Crown Federal State Affidavit, King William IV orders, King's orders, versus the French Admiralty jurisdiction, commercial liens in their courts, right? We don't go into their courts because they'll swear black and blue that they have jurisdiction, and you have to pick the right jurisdiction. So it's no use going from one court to the other to the other. We're going Admiralty Court right above the whole lot. They've combined every law, common law and civil law, every other law inside the Admiralty law. Okay, they put it under that as martial, court martial. Okay. 7. Bill that charged the French versus UK law. So the French Admiralty affidavit overruled the UK law. So we are bringing back the king and making the king speak for himself. That's what we're doing. I'm speaking for the king here on these documents, on these lands, native lands, indigenous native lands, versus the immigrants of presumption title. That's John Key, and he's Prime Minister of the government here in Wellington. They're in exile. They're not from here. Okay, so we've set up a government here. 8. Matt Taylor. He's a ex-criminal detective in London. So he's with us, and he's got a warrant to arrest the Queen, or documents of such, and monarchy, to challenge her monarchy. So we're going along with him, with HRH Geoffrey Foley. He's in Australia. He's got a valid claim to the Crown monarchy title. So we're taking him in to Westminster. So that's number 8, Matt Taylor. Arrest the Queen with his constable, magistrate. I'll use these documents, you'll see on our site, of authority from his palace, Lau Hayden Palace, Wales. And his documents are there on our Facebook site. All those, what you see, are admissible in the High Court of Admiralty in London. Okay, so we're applying those jurisdictions and authority from monarch level of Taylor and Foley, history of monarchy sovereign in London, okay, to our one here. Okay, that's number 8. Matt Taylor arrest the Queen, and with us, with me, from here, and the King William III and King William IV jurisdiction of Admiralty. Okay, so we've got real Admiralty that I'm a contractor. In contract, Lien commercial lien with King William IV. Okay, so that's the end of that. That's the Admiral versus the presumption affidavit. So we've got affidavits as well to go up against John Key's affidavit, Obama's affidavit, Tony Abbott's affidavit, David Parker, the Parker in Canada, his affidavit. So we've got our affidavits going up against theirs now. Okay, it's real serious stuff. So we've got Moai Crown and King William IV Admiralty Court Martial Law of Jurisdiction, Commercial Contract, Trading, International Partners. So that's us. And I'm just talking about the videos that we have on Facebook. Those are admissible in the court. That's all our evidence and all our statements. And you'll notice I've been talking quite a bit about who I'm accusing. And they haven't done anything. They're staying silent. So that's point against them. About the videos that I am compiling of Admiralty Court Martial Law of Mortgage Commercial Lien instruments and conveyancing titles, that land is used as collateral and people as property value instruments by Crown Corporation. So we're going up against the Crown using all those instruments to make money out of in the courts. So we're doing our courts to claw it all back, right? We claw it all back with our affidavit. Moai has to act as the Crown in order to do the same conveyancing only in reverse order of jurisdiction of real physical memorials. We use King William III and King William IV as legal authority of sovereign powers of law conveyancing instruments over the land the people live on. The land that people live on. And it is the means of Admiralty law inside the High Court as combined. All the courts are combined into Admiralty law courts. Okay, we are acting as judge and jury online in affidavits style that is accustomed to French Admiralty, the Vatican government uses. So the governments in UK, Canada, Australia and America are using the Vatican's Admiralty title. Okay, so that's what we're up against them. So we use that law with the affidavits as well as the King's William IV seal of Admiralty. He's the inventor of that law and he's sovereign with our sovereign, our own native indigenous sovereign, to seize on the inferior courts of Sherry Mikkel Reiki has on her Facebook site, you'll see the videos there of this common law court case where the judge has been caught out. Okay, some good videos. It ended with an adjourned hearing, court hearing, for jury case just recent. Okay, so that's a fresh video just to show that the lady, the counsel for the plaintiff said about her affidavit to the judge. All of her things are in her affidavit. Okay, read my affidavit. So this point of the exercise is to make this case on 61 Cook Street in Auckland viral, online, in the open and on international record of the highest court in the world, the Admiralty of the High Seas Court in London, okay, under King William. So this is the last piece so that the video is not that long. So what you see on Facebook is admissible in the High Court of Admiralty in London and as our court. Right? The UK government courts combine the different courts under Admiralty for international commercial contracts. So that's we're dealing with contracts. So I want to say to the New Zealand Police, a new commissioner, Mike Bush, to instruct his New Zealand Police Detective Senior Sergeant and fraud investigator officer Aaron Pascoe to step aside while we, the Moai Crown, Federal State, Admiralty Court Martial Sheriffs, go about our business and as debt manager officers to seize 61 Cook Street property, the subject of what he's interfered with as a third party now in a contract, default conviction contract with Doug Rickard Bell. That's what I want to stress here on this video. It's a lien contract, commercial lien document of ultimate title to that ship property that I want to foreclose and forfeit the property to recover the debt that Doug Rickard Bell owes now to the Moai Crown State. Okay, everything's seized back. We are late in arresting this property and to get our legal documents in order as default conviction on the 72-hour notice to rebut the latest affidavit directed to the US federal state, the Australian and New Zealand federal states, governments, and the British federal state government from the King's Bench online to the High Court of Admiralty in London. So there, I'm acting here as a King William IV King's orders. I'm giving the King's orders myself to speak for him because nobody else has claimed King William IV and King William III, the Bank of England, and the Trustees Office that the King and Queen of Spain and Prince Andrew is holding our trust money from the Maori Bank, the Akaroa Bank, so we'll seize on that, and all the assets derived from King William IV jurisdiction and his Admiralty court-martial court orders that the creditor. So I'm going as creditor with my registrar and exchequer, Jamie Patrick Stewart Ngatai. So we're going to Westminster with HRH Geoffrey Foley to nominate him into the Parliament as the new King of England. Okay, so this is how I am going to this Cook Street, 61 Cook Street. Going to see the police officers next Monday or Tuesday now, so it's been 2 weeks overdue because we are still collating our documents to make sure that they have clearly got the message that they cannot interfere with this contract between me and Doug Rickard Bell, Simon Roundtree, and James Brown, the owners on that property now. So I've already said enough about that. I just want to make this video quite clear to the police, directed to Aaron Pascoe, Detective Senior Sergeant of the Auckland Police Station, and Mike Clement, the Area District Commander of Police here in Auckland, that we are coming to you. We're going to email you these bound up copy of the commercial lien default conviction warrant to arrest anybody we wish to with that with the High Court of Admiralty in London and the Secretary of State Defence Philip Hammond watching you guys. So I'm just saying we've been serious in our approach to the police to leave us to do our business. They are part of our business in recovering the debts owing now in the Admiralty on the salvage of their property, because the title is in default now and it's going to be seized on that basis. And so we're going to go in, we're going to tell the police here, you Aaron Pascoe especially, will give you notice, you'll have notice. It's already advertised around the world, it's already on Facebook, which is admissible in High Court of London, and also the police in Britain, that we're going to bring them here. We're going to bring the federal state there, the court-martial here from there, but we're filling in their job here because we can go straight to the court there. If we have any trouble here, they'll come here. We're going to bring the representatives there of the government, military here to New Zealand and anywhere we want to go in the world. Okay, they're with us now in this contract on Cook Street. That property equals all the property of the Queen estate. We're going to seize all of her estate, the Vatican's estate. We're going to seize all of that, and the Rothschild banks, because of this instrument of Admiralty jurisdiction that you're using in the French Admiralty jurisdiction of presumption affidavits. Now we're going to put this affidavit that I give to Aaron Pascoe, Mike Clement and Mike Bush, the police commissioner in New Zealand, the new police commissioner in New Zealand. We've given them those documents that are fixed in the High Court in London. And so just beware that they are real and they are enforceable by the police here. They don't enforce it, they enforce from the other end. But we are acting on it through the court, straight online, because it's going straight into the High Court of Admiralty in London. That document that I give Aaron Pascoe and the Commissioner and the District Commander of Police here in Auckland, the same documents that's going to the High Court of London. Okay, so it's active. It is active. It is enforceable. It is overdue, and default. It is in default on contract, commercial, international law. Right? Covers common law courts, covers civil courts, covers Admiralty courts, covers maritime, covers everything. This warrant I'm putting out, this commercial lien warrant, is a property seizure warrant, arrest warrant, every warrant there is from a king, right? It's a king's orders from a king's bench, king of the sea, king's royal revenue, right? And king's representative, who I am for the king, okay? Until we put a new king live in, right? It's going to be either Taylor, Hallett's representative. Hallett's missing now. I got a bit concerned about that. Whatever's happened to him, we're using these warrants to go and look for him. Okay, we'll use the court martial order on this document to go and look for him, and put order the British military to go and look for him. And whoever's holding him, if it's a Queen or Rothschild banks or the federal state in America, you're in trouble. Obama, you're really in trouble now, because your name's in the box on the High Court of Admiralty in London, higher than your court, and you have to prove and rebut this 21-day notice that I'm putting out next week. Okay, I'm putting out 21 days notice for you to rebut with your French presumption affidavit jurisdiction of Admiralty against King William IV and King William III and Moai Crown federal state affidavit of jurisdiction, Admiralty, court martial orders. Okay, you have to rebut it. If you don't rebut it, the British will take over and seize every title, every flag, jurisdiction of Admiralty off you. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Here to John Key, your name's going in the box. Okay, your name's going in the box. All those names on those documents are real. Don't touch them. Do not try to get rid of them, because the British will pounce on you. Okay, that's their business. The British government and the British High Court of Admiralty and Sir George Zimbalist, Rear Admiral of the Navy, is our partner. Okay, do not muck around with the Admiralty law with those guys and us, because we're going to enforce it, and if you don't enforce it, they will. So I'm saying to the police, step out of the way when I go in with Cook Street with my officers and the DMO, Deputy Management Officer, licensed, okay, Alert Investigations, he's ex-UK Detective Sergeant here operating Alert Investigations Limited. Okay, so he can go in and seize our property and go through our lawyer. Our lawyers are international contract, Hickson's, Australia, and you Tayak Choi lawyers, QC, Auckland, real stuff, people. So please heed the warning of the Moai Crown Confederation and federal state government acting online as real. Okay, that's all I want to say. Have a nice day. and I'll just get our crew together and put these documents, finish them off. It'll be about 80 to 100 pages of an affidavit and 2 loose copies to go to these people, about 13 to 15 people of the highest level of administration in the Admiralty law. That's including the High Court of Admiralty in London, Judge David Lindsay Mackey, and Philip Hammond, Secretary of State of Defence Force in the government in Westminster, and also Sir George Zimbalist, Rear Admiral of the Navy, and also Horton, Nicholas Horton, the Defence Commander-in-Chief of the Army military. Okay, so we got those people on these documents. Okay, apart from ourselves and our lawyers here acting for the Moai Crown. Okay, so very, very intensive stuff. So once more, the Police Commissioner Mike Bush, please, we don't want to arrest anybody. Okay, we don't wish to arrest anybody in these cases because they're better outside earning money. So we're going to insist their passports be removed from them, everybody we name, so they can't leave the country, and we're going to seize their property of everyone we name, and including people overseas. We'll use the same instruments to go after all the debtors for that figure, 1141 900 million trillion. Okay, so that's the OPPT foreclosing on the World Bank. We're seizing all that. Okay, we're seizing all the banks here in New Zealand. We're going to shut them down. Okay, listen to this. That's King's orders. Okay, because they're fraud. We're going to show you where the fraud is on these videos. You see, we've got going on Facebook. Others around the world, there's no use Facebook trying to get rid of them because it's too late. All these documents I put there are King sealed. They've got the seals around it. Do not try and use them. Anybody, any Maoris, anybody in anywhere, do not use these documents and try to think you can do them, because you'll get stung with them too in contract. They are lien, commercial lien contracts. If you know anything about contracts and Admiralty law, they are lethal. Do not use them because they come out with a firing gun and electric chairs and all the rest of it, hanging ropes and things, because that's what they are. They're for pirates. It was put together by King William IV. He didn't do that. He didn't do any pirating. He just put it all together and died. Then the Queen picked it up, took it off, and screwed it all up. Right? They used the pyramid, and the obelisk stole that. That's the Queen's side, and her federal state governments. Okay, and the Pope. The Pope is in trouble. Vatican, you got a big bill on you. Okay, coming after you. These common law people and the sovereign people of the world are going to take back their power that way. Okay, the right way, using your law in your courts, and your judges are now on trial. All your judges, all your lawyers, all your politicians, no one's safe anymore because we're singled out. The Admiralty law singles each person out as a person, and against me or someone else game enough to take on that person. Okay, so there's between me and Aaron Pascoe, between me and John Key, between me and Jerry Mataparai, the Governor General of New Zealand. Okay, so when you see that, that's our business. There's nothing to do anybody under Admiralty law. If you step in and interfere, or if any policeman steps in and stops us going on Cook Street this time, you're in trouble too. You're in trouble. So Aaron Pascoe, unfortunately, you have to step aside, and any other policeman has to step aside when I go and see that property. I have every right, every legal right to go in there with all of this going on, with a lot of people watching what you do. So I suggest do not get in contract with me. Again, you're already in contract, Aaron Pascoe. Don't go and put yourself in double jeopardy again, because you'll be severely dealt with from Britain. Okay, they hold the ultimate title over all what you do here in New Zealand.